Hey friends! Now that I have a couple nights on the bed, I have decided that I definitely want to redo it. The foam just is not giving me the kind of support that I need. I can really feel the ridges between the wood and the metal, and there's a couple ridges in here that I want to address and fix. So I have started to pull out some, I think they're called borer rings. They're these big, like giant square staples. So I'm starting to pull those out. Just gonna keep going and see what this looks like. Oh me! Emmy is bedless! Ah! Not really. Got the bed off. A little bit of issues. Had one bolt that was cross-threaded. Took a lot of tools, but did end up getting it out. So let's go take a look. Alright, so here's the bed. It's got the springs and the wood and some foam and some splinters. And then all the spots where the couch is like separate cushions, they're actually, the fabric goes all the way down through the bed. That was that weird thing that I could see, this weird fabric that sticks out here. So now I have to decide how much of this I want to replace. Do I want to go 100% all the way, or do I want to kind of fill in and see what I need? This is the backside that flips down to become the edge, and once I got the tacks out, oh, look at that fabric! It's like old school camper, but super faded. I had a nice giggle at that fabric. After somewhere between an hour and 2 hours of pulling staples out, I have all the fabric off. I haven't pulled it all out because if I don't have to pull it all out, I'm not going to. I tried to start refeeding it through like this, and it'll be a little bit labor intensive, so if I don't have to do that, I'm not going to. I did label it so that when I go to put it back together, I get it right. Also, I realized the reason for the big ridge in the bed is that on this side, the steel frame is filled with foam, versus on the main side where the bottom of the couch, it has those wood slats. So that fills in this gap, versus on this one it's not filled in. So, yeah, something I was unexpecting, that is unexpected, is that there's some elastic sewn into a few places. I didn't think I was going to encounter that. Also, I'll just do a lesson learned right now, that the easiest way to get upholstery staples out that I have found is a knife, with a pocket knife with the tip broken off. So, you see, it doesn't want to focus on it, but you can probably see that the tip of that knife is broken off. I just get it right under there, pop it off, use my pliers to pull it out. Once I finally got that method down, I was able to crank through it. Pull out this plywood, or pull out the foam, and put some plywood in here to fill in some of this gap. I think that'll make it much more comfortable and get rid of that ridge. One main backrest piece, I need to cut a slit in it where the upholstery is going to squeeze down through to make it look like a couch. And then I've got 3 individual main bed bottom pieces that I also have to put some slits in for the upholstery to sink in, really make it look like a couch. I'm not sure that I like that look and that I am gonna be the most comfortable on it, but I do think that it'll be an efficient way to bolster up the foam in the bed. So, I got all the pieces cut. Yeah. Oh, lesson learned. The plywood on the bottom, definitely important. If I could get the knife all the way to the plywood, I got such cleaner cuts. And then also, I laid out the moving blankets to try and keep the mess down, but I think I'm gonna need to vacuum all the fuzzies off the foam, so I guess that's just the way it is. I'm getting my memory foam stuffed in. I've gotten 2 of my 3 compartments in already, and you can see that it's quite a drastic difference in stuffing there. There's a little concern about once I pull the fabric tight and making the gap worse, but I think adding more foam isn't going to be bad. A quick lesson learned already is that this fabric is really tough, so I gotta wear gloves to be able to like mash it all down in there. But it's one of the few projects so far that I've been like, okay, it's gonna take about this much, and that's about what it's taking. Oh, that's really exciting. Now I am hooking in all the springs back in. Originally there were 4 6-nuts, maybe 5, 1x6s. And instead, what I'm going to do is take 1x4s and replace all of them so that there's no, over each spring, so there's no spot where you're only going to be sitting on spring for it to give a lot, or where a spring is going to be sitting up higher because it's on a piece of wood compared to the other. So it should even out the whole height of it. So right now I'm hooking in the springs, I'm going to drop in the wood, and we're getting close. New day, back to the bed. First off, it got really chilly, so all bundled up, still quite cold in the garage. But I just put my first staples in the new bed. Brother saves the day, again. This was taking forever, and I had pinched my hand, so I was a little gun shy, and they kept coming out crooked. So he pulled out the fancy pneumatic one, which is just awesome! Well, remember a few minutes ago when I said that this project was going as I thought it would, and I haven't hit any major issues? Well, first off, it wasn't just a few minutes ago, it's been several days. Secondly, I definitely spoke too soon, maybe jinxed myself. I am having an issue getting the fabric up far enough to actually like wrap it, and when I do get it far enough, there's so much tension I'm just ripping the staple right out of the fabric. I got it to hold right here, but I am like about a ½ inch, not quite, off of where I need to be in order for it to be a totally covered piece of wood. Secondly, hog rings. I've been calling them boar rings all week, which is wrong. They're hog rings. These little suckers are hard to find. I called 3 stores looking for them, and I got a lot of, what are you talking about? And then I went to 3 different stores with new ones and old ones in hand, and no one had them. Luckily, the guy at the hardware store, the last place I went, said, oh yeah, those are called hog rings, you're right, but we don't carry them. So now I have to wait a couple more days for the local upholstery shop to open and see if they carry what I am looking for. I'll hope, and if not, I guess I'm going to the internet and I gotta wait for it to get delivered. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna see if I can get some help from somebody putting some weight on this and stretching it at the same time to see if I can actually get enough force on here to make this work. We'll see. Wish me luck. I am an entire seam off. All of this fabric, what is that, like 8 inches off by adding 1.5 inches of foam. me here for a second. If I can clamp a piece of wood onto the top, like the top to the bottom, press it really good, then I might be able to, keeping that tension, pull the extra fabric down and around and staple it. So I think this piece is too small, but I'm going to see. I'm going to try this out. We'll see.
Hey John, come here. Come see my owie. Come see my owie. You wanna see? Oh.
Why you gotta be
Stinking staples.
away? You were in the way.
What was in the way?
You.
Me?
Yourself.
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 First blood. Bed draws first blood.
Ugh, bed. This should be an easy task.
And yet there's four of us working on it.
I'm gonna have to do something. I can't just.
Get blood all over the bed. I'm
Please don't
feeling
collapse.
really cool because I'm breaking into this awesome, huge first aid kit and like actually using some wolfer skills. Got confidence in me, brother?
No. Zero. How can you have confidence in your little sister?
You don't. Exactly.
Well, of course.
Alright, brother. Are you gonna survive? How good of a job did I do?
I don't know.
We've got steri strips and gauze and this little side got tape and then a band-aid and then
Oh, a band-aid.
cheap tape and then fancy
A
tape.
band-aid? A band-aid?
Are you gonna
A
die?
band-aid.
Are you gonna die?
Almost.
Yeah. My nephew decided that the memory foam needed a few more holes in it, and by a few I mean probably hundreds. Definitely extra fabric, same thing on that one, that the sides were much easier than the ends.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
But if we just can get one in right now, so
To keep it from pulling?
yeah. Even if you do this one, I think it'll just to have.
Oh, yeah, I can send that wire.
That wire's
And try and hit that same hole.
So then you just get off
How many
this
more?
slow.
How many more hard ones do you have? Oh, you have quite a few. Let's do another one.
I got these tigers.
I kind of think the first time the fold was in the
That should be enough to.
twist it out.
Yeah, because then I can reuse it. But I'll mess with it in a minute. When Ed's not sitting on top of that.
So, with the help of a lot of friends, I got the fabric back on with some extra foam underneath it. But the extra foam actually made this gap worse. So I'm not sure that it actually solved my problem. So I might end up making something like a slip cover that will fill in this gap and maybe just kind of, I don't really know. We'll see. Time's ticking. I gotta get stuff done. Well, you know what's exciting is that I put the pieces back on backwards. So this is actually the opposite side, one because the straight and then curve needs to go closer to the bed, whereas the curve and then straight goes further away. So all that effort to try and find those holes just out the window. But one more good reason to take a picture and document it. I wish I would have documented better during the take apart process. I thought a couple pictures was enough. No, I want a lot of detailed up close pictures so that I don't make this type of error.